I did not think that, I turned on, I clicked start streaming, and then I was like, I'll just do some dishes while I wait, because that won't take very long. And I was wrong. G'day to... who is in here? Slaw, Dylan, and Sippington City, shall we? G'day to all. Still gotta set up my phone, so just give me a sec. Hey, mate. TB12, welcome. And it was funny because I was thinking, like, I mean, even if it does go late, like, no one's gonna be here. Like, no one ever comes right at the start of the stream, right? Catch that tentacle. The more tentacle I can catch, the more XLs I can get. Hash, hey, welcome. And TB12 with the redemption, which I will take care of as soon as practicable. Which is now. From Marseille, the Province Alpes Côte d'Azur, which I'm sure was excellent pronunciation. Entered the stream at 11:11. Did you plan that? So, got my elo. I'm at, well, I mean, I didn't start at this elo. I started at like 21 something, but I made some climbs. Made it to level 49. Congratulations. So, what do you have to do to get to level 50? I have been running a Alolan Golem and the classic core of Rizian Pidgeot. How can I plan something like that? Well, I know you're a clever guy, Athos, so you've got your ways. You probably, you probably had like a family member watching the stream being like, wait for it, now, go, get in there. What level are you? I am level, what am I? 46? You heard me, Athos. Oh, you know what? I definitely should have Brave Birded there. Hey, we got the shield. They probably thought it was a Brave Bird. I probably should have thrown at the end of the Volt Switch. Because I was worried that they would throw and CMP with me, but I think it was more likely that they'd try and farm down with more Volt Switches, which means that I could have gotten the Brave Bird off anyway. Now, I can probably load up to 100 energy here. And then I will switch in the Virizion. This isn't good. And in fact, I could see this coming as well. I was like, I'm absolutely sure that this is a Charizard in the back. So I'm going to throw the Rock Blast, which will KO, but of course they're going to get the CMP off first. And that Swampert can really just farm us down from there. And I can't even like undercharge and farm down to get back up to 100. Because the Charizard had so much energy. So yeah, Swampert lead really, really disgusting. Unless we could have won back alignment, which was not to be, obviously. Good start, Fish. Good start, Fish. It's alright, we just shake that one off. And we continue to lose other battles. Sterniskin, hey. It happens in Great League, my Buzzwole keeps getting lined up with Noctowls. Oh, in Great League, right. Because Buzzwole's a pretty bad lead for my team in this one as well. Ooh, Tentacruel, this is okay. Now, this is like the one situation where I wish I had Wild Charge. And this one. Now, I think I'm going to take a second Surf and then start throwing Brave Birds. But actually, Brave Bird doesn't KO. Never mind. I'm going to be using shields either way, which is the annoying thing about Jellicent. And I believe they are 3 hexes away from another Surf. Perfect. Okay, so we can Brave Bird the Tentacruel now. I'm not going to bother with a Feather Dance because I'm going to probably have to shield the Golem anyway, whether I Feather Dance or not. Ooh, we almost got to another... We almost got to a Feather Dance there, which would have been fantastic. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we win. I'm expecting a quit any minute now. This is like the opposite of the last battle. Hard counter into hard counter in both battles, but this time it works in our favor. Do we have any mods in the chat who can give Sterniskin a shout out, by the way? I could have thrown one more Sacred Sword, but that's fine. I mean, one more double kick, but that's fine. So they're gonna farm this Virizion down, unless I think the switch clock should be up, so I might just switch straight in. Yep. Oh, and they let that go. Wow. So now I just farm all the way down. They'll probably acid spray here, but it's not going to make a difference. No, they do scold? Okay, so they were hoping that I... I think that was their only win con, is that I hoped that it was acid spray and just got cocky and didn't use a shield. But even then they wouldn't have won, because like Scold doesn't KO from there. So yeah, there was absolutely nothing that they could do. Slough. Oh no. Okay, so normally I build to 3 and then throw a Rock Blast because I think it's going to be Wild Charge. And then I switch out into Virizion. So that'll be lunge. They should get to a second lunge before I get to Stone Edge. Now, unfortunately, being neutral and having been debuffed twice, this won't KO. Not even close. But I can send in the Pidgeot here. Should have shielded that. Yes, we've got 2 shields, but poor alignment. And only half health left on both of our Mons, so we're not in a good spot. Maybe we just survive? Nope. Yeah, Buzzwole lead is no good for this team. What can I do, though? I feel like that's the way you gotta play it. I should have used a shield earlier. Definitely should have shielded the superpower. Especially since they weren't going to get another one off. I now know it takes me into the yellow, so I can take that into the next battle. You might have survived if it was regular Amph, maybe. I mean, even... Oh, I recognize that name. Okay. Much better. The only problem this presents is that if it's Wall Rain in the back and we've used up... Oh, they didn't shield? What is this? I was gonna say, if we've used up the golem and there's a wall rain in the back, then we're in a lot of trouble. That is the first time I've seen a Galvantula not shield the move from the golem. That is crazy. And now, being lunged, this thing can farm me all the way to 0. Very annoying. Tentacruel is another problem for the Pidgeot and Venusian Core. At least we drew it out. Did it really have that much energy? Oh, that's frustrating. Well, we just got outplayed the fuck out of. And it was all built off the back of that no shield. That was terrible. I will have to be more specific. The no shield at the start of the Rock Blast. That was disgusting, and I don't know why they didn't. Like, did they know I was running Rock Blast? Because it's unusual to be running Rock Blast. You would expect Wild Charge Stone Edge. Stop it! That is Quick Attack Meloetta. Quick Attack, right? Can I let this go? Because I'm gonna need shields for that second close combat from Heracross. Now, if this Stone Edge KOs, then that actually puts us in a good spot, because then we can match up the Heracross. Oh, I was gonna say Heracross against the oh. Surely they've got a Pidgeot counter in the back. I am going to let it go. There you go. And there's the Pidgeot counter. Wow. Trainer Alpha, buonasera. Oh, it's Trainer Alpha 94. Streamer from Italy. One of my favorite locations. Prego. 22:29. Hai guardato Torino? Hey, bravo. Great League or Summer Cup? Oh, really? I didn't see your name. Non ho visto tuo nome. Allora, I have to check now. '23 Go Championships Turin. Let's go to the standings. Quale gruppa? Allora non posso trovare il tuo nome. Oh, hang on, ho trovato. Uno, come si dice, vincere e due losses. Group F. Did you play against anyone famous? But now I'm looking at the group. Was it in Group F? No, where did I see it? Yeah, Alpha RM, 1994. So where is your match? I can't find you in the group, but anyway, I see your name there anyway. Quiggles, oh man, yeah, you were running the Heracross, weren't you? I should have quit as soon as I saw the Heracross. Really, like, it's there was no coming back. Like, it's, Heracross is Heracross in the lead is just an absolute no-win. So far we've had a Buzzwole lead, a Heracross lead, and a couple of Galvantulas. Oh, hello. Nice. Catching the Sacred Sword. That wasn't intended, but we'll take it. I saw the grass fighting. I'm like, wait, are we about to face another... We're about to face another Buzzwole in the swap-in? Okay, so I'm going to just nice this one. So that Galv didn't throw any Volt Switches before switching out, right? Why are suddenly all the... Why are suddenly all the Galvantulas no-shielding? You know what? I think we could have just gone straight Stone Edge. I think this was a bad decision. Yeah, see? But it means we can just throw another Sacred Sword at him. We do have the Rock Blast loaded. Yeah, so I should have just gone straight Stone Edge because we were going to get to another one before they got to a second Shadow Ball anyway. Hey, Deshaun, welcome in. What kind of golem is that? That is an Alolan golem. So electric and rock typing. It's really good against all the Pidgeots out there, all the Jellicents. I mean, well, it's good, not really good against all the Jellicents. It's actually not bad against Roserade. Especially Poison Jab, particularly Poison Jab. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I expect a bait, so I'm gonna no shield the first one. Ah, boo! Yeah, so a Brave Bird does, what is it, like 55% damage or something? So I can't immediately throw. In fact, maybe it is pertinent for me to throw another Feather Dance, that's the word I'm looking for. So that I can build up some energy. Although, I might have left myself on too low HP. Yeah, see, I should have just thrown the Brave Bird, eh? So they're going to lunge me. I am going to let this lunge go. But either way, I'm in trouble. Now, the only possible way of winning is with a bait. But they probably know that. Why? Why, trainer? Yeah, this is not going well tonight. Which is normal for us on stream. Oh! Okay, we can get a shield out of this at least. I would have liked to shield and then... Actually, I probably should have shielded... No, but no, because then I would have had to double shield, at least. Which I don't want to use both my shields. It is not an appropriate time for me to go 2 shields down a piece. I'm going to shield this one. Ooh, really? Some handy dandy chip damage. Nah, I don't think we're winning this. Stone Soul, hey. Welcome. We are doing terribly. This is a very, very bad night so far. And see, we don't even get the KO. See, I want to build Shadow Zapdos, because that'll be the answer to a lot of my problems. However, it's going to cost a butt ton of resources, and I'm predicting that next season we're going to get Shadow Zapdos in raids. And so it's like, do I want to spend like 200 and something rare candy and an elite TM on a Pokemon that I'm going to get a much better one of in 3 months? And for 3 days now, I've been saying no. I think now, because I'm on stream and it is, people are watching, I think the answer's changed to yes, finally. If it's huge, do I get more Stardust? Is the question. Ooh, and a Nidorina. Get that Nidoqueen XL. A bit like Haunter. I don't know, I feel like the Zap is a little different to Haunter. I get what you're saying. Just glassy and fun. So how many candy do I need? It only gets to 2473, unfortunately. But what do we got? 108. We need 108. Actually, with this CP, I don't think that I don't think it beats Swampert anymore. Hey, Milk Chugger with the resub. Well, you know what that means. Milk Chugger. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been, buddy? Thank you for the resubscription. That is 6 months now in the Pallet Town family. as a citizen of Pallet Town, as we say. Angry Bunny Man also here. G'day. Ooh, did I not do enough? The Up Clouds. Welcome back. Have you been thinking about your team for Worlds? A little bit. A little bit. I have some ideas of stuff that I want to run. Just taking a look at the meta. Like, obviously, Metacham is the thing to focus on. Why is it still only 4 candy to power it up? From there. Seems very strange. I'm trying to build a Lickitung now. I'm trying to get the XLs for Lickitung because that's looking very, very good. But I'm also seeing Japan apparently had a lot of Obstagoon, which is probably in direct competition to the, like, it's a direct response to the Lickitungs. So we want Drill Peck and Thunderbolt, don't we? Come on. It does know Thunderbolt, right? I'm not tripping. Come on. Yep, that is in its move pool. There we go. Now let's use the Elite TM. And we have officially spent everything we own on a Shadow Zapdos. Golem's gonna be my safe switch. Eccentric says Haxorus has been a lot of fun in Great League. Oh, nice. Yeah, I feel like it would be a fun Pokemon. Again, glassy, but that counter damage, like, maybe I'll bring one of those to Worlds. Milk Chugger says, hey man, got a new, better job with different hours, so I've been a lot busier, but happy to be back. And what is the job? Congratulations. Make sure you bring 3 Metacham to Worlds. I hear it's really good. I haven't watched Fresno. Were there any Charmers? There were no Charmers in the top 12, but a few people bringing Whimsicott, which is a really nice pick, because it'll beat Metacham, Sableye. Generally, it'll beat Altaria. It'll beat Lantern. What else? I mean, well, that should be enough, really. But Whimsicott's looking like a really good pick. Upcloud says, I'm surprised you don't have a Licky already. Yeah. I don't play the game much. So, I don't have XLs for much. Like, I've got very little built for Ultra League. I was thinking Wiggly seems okay. Yeah. The trouble is, every team has a steal on it. Which is a little too RPS for my liking. But I agree, Wiggly does look good. I like Wiggly. I would like to run Wigglytuff. Excuse me. Chumpaletta says, Summer Cup Buzzwole too strong. I totally agree. It's been giving me a lot of trouble. Chipper says, what team for it? Are you referring to the Lickitung or the Whimsicott? Or something else? I've been playing Gav Tenta Buzz for all the debuffs. Wow. That's disgusting. I imagine it would be fun to play, but not fun to go against. My Axu Day was weather boosted. Oh, no! Well, actually, no. Actually, my first reaction was, oh, no, but... You know, you prefer the Master League Haxorus, so, like, yeah, you're not going to get a good Great League one, but Master League's the one you want it for, right? Oh, Swampert, that's, yeah, the other one I was thinking of. Milkshaker says, I'm now in research and development, which is a lot more in line with my degree, so pretty happy about it. Researching and developing what? Are you working for the MI6? Whimsicott, ground, dark, fire, water, fighting, and electric resist pretty clutch. Yeah, right. So Whimsicott is looking like it's gonna be in my team. I also like Toxicroak because, like, Toxicroak will actually beat a lot of the things that you want your fighter to be able to beat, like Red Steel. Like, it can tank a Zap Cannon. If you land one Mud Bomb, you can, like, counter down from there. Surprised Meganium hasn't popped up. Grass that can beat Steels. Yes, its major problem is how badly it's walled by Flyers. So if you get it locked in, you get, like, I think the ability to beat the Steels is outweighed by its inability to touch Flyers. Especially Altaria. Actually, the Zap, but see it now. Stone Soul says, I love Toxic. Yeah, Toxicroak is fun. Unfortunately, if it was just a little bulkier, it would be fire. But unfortunately, it is a Pokemon that is a bit shield hungry. Return EQ Meganium. Return EQ. Return EQ. You mad person. Gotta save shields for it. Knocked out everywhere for Meg. Yep. Return Meg would be pretty spicy. But then, like, I wonder if it still beats Lantern and Swampert with... Oh, it would definitely beat Lantern with Earthquake Return. What about Swampert, though? I'm sure it'd be fine. Like, it would still take, like, 3 Hydro Cannons to take it out. You can't get it in Great League? Oh, that's right, you can't. Okay, let's see how we go here. So they're going to use both shields to try and win back Switch. Which means... I think now is the time to bait. Oh, why is no Galvantula shielding these days? What the actual? Now I'm gonna have to use both shields. No, okay. Okay, this might actually work out fine for us, because now the, this thing gets less farm. 3, 4, 5. I'm actually going to send in the Verizian here. Shit. I didn't tap immediately just in case they tried to switch out. But that just meant that I didn't get in an extra double kick. That is actually good that they have thrown that, because if they don't swap out immediately, then I'm going to get just an extra Thundershock in for free. Now, the fact that they have 2 shields is very problematic. Yeah, so I'm definitely losing that. The company I work for makes products for big construction projects. Oh, well, that's not nearly as exciting. I also think I should switch out the Golem now. I don't think that's working for me. Ooh, Credilli's interesting. It's not Shadow, which means we actually might be able to get to another Stone Edge. But they'll probably throw their move first. Oh, they go straight for the Blast Burn. Interesting. So, another Blast Burn only takes out like a third of our HP, so... Oh, they got on Dragon Claw. What was the first Pokemon again? Oh, it was Credilli. Oh, yuck. Okay, now I'm going to shield. Yeah, I think we've lost this one as well. Because the Stone Edge isn't going to KO. Wow. Construction projects are very exciting. Concrete, rebar. Well, I mean, sure, but are they more exciting than MI6? I don't know. Brute is a legit amazing. Hey, Count Xevious. Maybe no need to shield there. Which shield were you thinking? Where did I shield? I shielded... I shielded the Dragon Claw on the Golem. I probably shouldn't have done that, shouldn't I? I might have... I don't know. I still think the Zapdos would have been KO'd. Even with 2 shields. Credilli too strong in limited metas. We could use some better railway lines here. Credilli's too thick. On the Golem. Yep. What would be the rank at which you wouldn't build a Lickitung for Great League? I always say just build the best you've got. I mean, doesn't matter what rank it actually is. Like, I was running like a rank 1000 and something Lickitung for a while. Jellicent for a while in Great League. Actually, Kingdra's probably no good, because then Charizard's still too much of a problem. What else can I run? Walrein? Walrein? Let's go Walrein. Licky and Sableye are fine with top-end Lucky IVs. Yeah, exactly. That's comforting. I overthink it all the time. I mean, that's not super bad either. Oh, they let through another double kick. That is good. Probably should have Stone Edged here. Because I'm not actually sure Sacred Sword does enough. We'll find out after these messages. Boo! Boo earns. Boo earns. Alright, but now we can... Powder Snow farm down. And I've got 0 shields, so we're still in a pretty good spot. That Virizion is not gonna like Walrein with this much energy. Actually, this team, as it is now, is pretty weak to Galvantula, or any electric, to be honest. Ooh, Leaf Blade. And goodbye, Golem. So I think, what do we do with the Galvantula lead? Do we just stay in? And I'm gonna slow down here and just interact with chat a little more, because we're only an hour in and we're already a battle into our third set out of 5. Bunnyman says, I built a 15-10-10 Licky first, and it's still fantastic. Soon after I finished, I could the rank 2, of course. Still haven't built it. Right, yeah, because you want to spend those resources on other things, don't you? That is a big reason why I haven't built anything for Master League yet, because, like, I don't want to just build one thing, because what's one Master League Pokemon going to do for me? I need a full team of 3, right? But, I never have the, like, enough Stardust to build 3 at once. So. I'm running Tangrowth, Kingdra, Shadow Zap, and Save Zap for the back. Tangrowth is something I considered, yeah. I might actually do that. Still gonna have a fair amount of trouble with Galvantula. Maybe I should, no, I was going to say maybe I should swap Sacred Sword on Virizion for Leaf Blade, but Sacred Sword is an Elite TM move, and I don't want to TM that off, and I don't want to build another Virizion, so that's not an option for me. My Licky is rank 64, and only gets to 1482 while best buddied. Interesting. So, that's another thing that, like, people don't often talk, like, a lot of people know this, but it's never really verbalized, is the idea that I think we look at, like, the number, like, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, because it's an easier thing to process. But what we actually should be looking at is the stat product percentage. So, it sounds like a rank 64 Lickitung is actually, like, substantially worse than a rank 1 Lickitung. A lot more than you'd get, say, a rank 64 Tentacruel versus a rank 1 Tentacruel. Chumpaletta says they've gifted you 2 free fast moves, and that certainly helped. Shuhara is back. I met this team so many times, kind of annoying. I run Abomasnow, Talonflame, and Jellicent. Ooh, I do have Jellicent. It is not fully leveled. Maybe I should run Jellicent. I do like a Jellicent. But again, weak to Galvantula. But Jellicent is so good. Maybe I should run Golem instead of Virizion? So a team of Zapdos, Jellicent, and Alolan Golem. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I think Zapdos might be better as a closer, because so many matchups it wins, but then it but like those can be flipped if the opponent has an energy lead. Tyler says, I have a rank 54 in my storage that gets to 1489. Do I start building that one instead? Oh, I mean, I don't know if there'd be much of a difference between rank 54 and rank 69. Oh, 64, you said. Yeah, 54 and 64 would be just such a small difference. It would be very funny to run a Lickitung rank 69, though. Z-Tub, hey, welcome in. How are things? Well, we've had a bad start. We've had 2 1-4 sets, and we've just dumped a whole bunch of resources into a Shadow Zapdos that we hope changes our fate. 1 versus 3, Walrus domination. Chumpaletta says, Buzzwole kind of sweeps that team. Which team? Not the Zapdos, Jellicent, Golem team. Pash says, I have a rank 97 Licky, and it gets to exactly 1500 CP. Nice. That's always a really, it's good for the OCD. Banana Ben, welcome in. I am doing fine. What about you? How has your weekend been? There's a nice lick breakpoint for Red Steel that lets you keep switch. I have heard that, yeah. What is the, like, how much attack does it need? I have the rank 29 Licky, and it needs Best Buddy to hit 1500. Clap for the Wolfman says, I had windy weather all day yesterday, couldn't get good IV hacks for Great League and Ultra League. Oh, that sucks. Luckily, like, it's Master League where you want. Did you at least get a good Master League one? Like at least a 98, or? Chipper says, I'd never build a Licky. Too boring for me personally, but other opinions are available. Hey, if it's too boring for you, then I won't try and change your mind. You're just not allowed to complain when you get beaten by a Licky. Attack-weighted Licky also beats all Shadow Swamp in 1 shields because extra body slam damage. This is very good to know. This is going to be helpful for Worlds. Stoic Bassoon is back. I haven't seen Stoic Bassoon in a while. How are you? Some high stat Swampets get to the 3rd Hydro Cannon versus a high stat Licky. Slaw says, consider Crustle. Ooh, Crustle. Well, I'd have to build it, which I'm not a fan of. But it's a nice idea. It would be a little better, well, it would be a lot better against Virizion than Golem is. It would beat it wouldn't be able to tank a Blast Burn like Golem would, but it would be able to, like, probably like 1 shield farm down. It would do a lot better against your Galvantulas. It would do just as badly against Swampert. That is a decent idea. It's just, like I said, I don't really want to spend the reason. I just spent a whole bunch of Stardust and an Elite TM and a bunch of Rare Candy on a Shadow Zapdos. I don't want to spend even more than that. Z-Tub says, oh damn, sucks, it's not going well. I've been getting mixed results at rank 16 using all the nonsense stuff I've built for Ultra League, like Mule Tank and Milotic. I'm jealous that you have those 2 built. An Ultra League mill tank would be absolutely wild. Is it a hundo? Banana Ben as well. User 072981. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully you're not a bot. Clap for the Wolfman says 96 attack. And Chumpaletta says 98.96 guarantees it versus a rank 1 Registeel. Ari Lickitung, not sure if it's worth building ones that are too badly ranked since you can get a lot of high ranks from research / lucky trades. Yeah, so I've been getting ready to build a very high stat product one, but maybe I should build one with them Registeel IVs. Good enough. Como-O is a better counter user. Como-O doesn't learn counter. No. It learns close combat, but it's fast moves Dragon Tail. I read the mill tank, it's rank 2, lived next to a mill tank nest, then moved next to 2 more while I was traveling, so smashed the XLs. Wow, that is very lucky. Why is he fighting then? So they can sell elite fast TMs? What a plan. Actually, Tapu Fini wouldn't do that badly against Virizion if it's not running Leaf Blade. Ooh, Roserade is interesting. I'm gonna try this, I think. Because it has a very high win rate with one shield, with one poison jab of energy. Before I do that though, I'm going to, I think, I don't know how many Frillish XLs I've picked up. 14. Is that enough to finish building out my Jellicent? No, I need 3 more. Disgusting. I need to trade 3 more times. But also, I think I need to power it up more than once. Yeah, so I need 37 XLs. But it worked for me last time I used it, even underleveled, so I'm gonna continue to use it now. Pash says, lol, I just realized I got an extra small wing goal, which I did not appraise. Turns out it's an extra small hundo. Let's go. So, it has to be a hundo for Ultra League, doesn't it? So there you go. There's your Ultra League Pelipper. Really like Kingdra in this cup. Soaks damage and usually gets a shield. That is also a good suggestion. I'm gonna stick with Jellicent for now, but I do like Kingdra. Trade yourself, mirror screen phone. Yeah, I'm sure it works like that. The only problem with this team is it's very, like, the Zapdos and Roserade both quite glassy. So this will be a very shield heavy team. No, that didn't work well for me, did it? I don't know if this is Sludge Bomb or Frenzy Plant, but I'm gonna take the punt. Yes. That doesn't help, does it? Okay, so I need to swap out the Zapdos. I just spent all this candy and Stardust on the Zapdos and I'm getting it straight out. Oh, that's annoying. Hey, Gardevoir. You're also playing Roserade? How have you found it? Oh, and an Elite TM too. Alright, how about this? ABB Water. Both Pokemon that are pretty good against Virizion. This team would struggle against an opposing Golem. Thank you, Hayden, for modding. Oh, Genesect Shock. Nice. Alright, let's try this. Actually, we'll use the Gelatin as a safe swap. So, fun fact. This coming Friday night US time, I'm going to be running a special stream, which I've just called Drunk PvP. Wow. 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 I think I have to stay in. I'm gonna catch the next Drill Peck. Oh no, no need. This is interesting. Wow. How is that? I mean, so, okay, here's what I was thinking. I'm like, could Roserade just completely sweep the team without having to switch out? If they had stayed in, then they would have taken out the Roserade. So that was only possible because they quit. But we'll take it. Poison Jab chunking the Zappy Burb. Matthew Breaker, hey. Make sure to check out BTW PvP on YouTube. What did I just play? Your boy Cheng says, core breaker. So, okay, yeah. I was starting to say this before the battle started. I am going to be doing a special stream with Dino from the BTW podcast, Dino El Mágico. It's just called Drunk PvP, and we are going to just play some battles. It might be some GBL, might be against each other, it might be against viewers, whatever. And we're gonna do it while on the juice. So it's gonna be fun because I only recently started drinking again after 12 years of not touching a drop. So, and even after I started drinking, like, I still haven't gotten drunk yet. This will be like my first time getting drunk in like 13 years. So that'll be Friday night, US time. Like, we're gonna start at like 9:30 Eastern. Save the date. You want to do our GoCast round? Are we matched up in GoCast? Because I gotta warn you, I literally have not practiced with the team once, so it might be a terrible team. It looked pretty good on PV Poke, but I've had teams that look pretty good on PV Poke before, and it did not do well. So you have the advantage of facing me with a completely untested team. Gonna have to visit Australia again, so you can get drunk with us. That's what I should start telling. Like, whenever people say, "What do I do in Australia?" I'm like, I don't know, but that should be my answer from now on. What should I do in Australia? Just get on the piss. Also, I don't know why we call it piss. That's weird. First round match. Don't worry. I'm also entirely unwashed with my team. Excellent. That'll make it more embarrassing when I get my butt kicked. Fish on a bender. Okay, so easy stay in here. Ooh, they've done the double shields. Man, this Roserade in the lead is absolutely crushing at the moment. It has only been 2 battles, though. Oh, Lantern. Oh, I'm so glad I switched out. Hit me with your best shot. Now, I did not keep an appropriate track of the energy, so I don't know how close they are to another move. That close. Oh, I sure hope that doesn't KO. No, yeah. I think I need Grass Knot. Ooh. Interesting that they didn't throw straight away. So they'll go the Stone Edge. We haven't seen the third Pokemon yet, haven't we? Oh, yes, we have. This is the last Pokemon, isn't it? Yeah. Idiot. Swamp in the pocket? Hang on. Cheng says, why do you call the trunk of a car the boot? That is a good question, and I am going to look it up. Okay, so I got to explain why this is on my internet now. I was listening to a recap of this particular season of Survivor, which was season 17, Gabon. And there's this classic moment where there's been a tribe swap, and someone very popular in the game just gets voted out, and these guys find out for the first time. And the podcast I was listening to was describing how this became a huge gif on the or around Survivor circles, at least at the time, because it's just how horrified those girls are. That it was a very tall, muscly, handsome doctor, by the way. But yeah, so these girls are horrified that he's been voted out, and then there's that dude Matt in the back who just grins, and it's such a delayed thing as well. It's and then that is a great gif. I just watch that over and over again. Horror, and then... so what am I doing? So what am I looking up again? Why is the back compartment of a... not compartment. Car called the boot? The word boot, which was commonly used by the English, goes back to the 18th century horse-drawn carriages, where the coachman sat on a chest, which was used to store, among other things, his boots. This storage space came to be termed as the boot locker, which soon became the boot. Sounds plausible, but of course it's a British thing. Hayden says, it is piss, that's why. It depends on the alcohol you're drinking. I'm becoming very excited about wine. I really like wine. I still hate spirits. Cannot drink spirits. And beer I can take or leave. But wine, I'm loving. And I am a wedding MC for a job. So that means a lot of free wine, which is very exciting. Z-Type says, wait, I missed part of that. Is it drunk open league, drunk tournament, or drunk coaching? Wherever the night takes us. We're just going to drink and battle. And whatever form that takes, it'll be fun, whatever happens. Cheng says, might be a little personal, so you don't need to answer, but why sober for 12, 13 years, and how are you finding it now? Not a personal thing. It was basically just, honestly, I just had this thing of, I was 18 years old, and I was at an AC/DC concert, and I went to go get a beer, and I waited in line for half an hour. I spent what at the time was like half an hour's wage on this subpar beer, and as I brought it back to like the mosh pit and was drinking it out of this big plastic cup, I just had this epiphany of like, why? And honestly, it was as easy as that. Never touched a drop again. Well, I mean, I can't say never again, because then I started again 12 years later. The reason I got back into it was because I was in a state of change in my life, which I don't know where I heard this, but I think it's so true, where one big change in your life opens the door to so many other big changes in your life. So like the floodgates open. I think I actually heard it back when I spent some time as a door-to-door salesperson. I think they were telling me then that like if you get people who have like just moved in, or like they've just gotten married or gone through a divorce or had kids or whatever, people are always more susceptible to changing their power company, their electricity company then, because one big change begets another. So I was in Melbourne to be a consulting judge for the Melbourne Regional Championship. This is last year, so not OCIC that I competed in. This was the year before. I was just a staff member for that one, and I was staying in a hostel, and the hostel came with a voucher for a free beer, wine, or cider at the hostel pub. And I'd had some experiences in Melbourne that had gotten me down. I'd also just recently broken up with my partner, and so I was like, well, fuck it. And I had a beer. It was terrible. I remember having a thinking that was not worth the wait. But a few months later, I had another, whatever it was, beer or something, and then I think I finally decided, like, I don't have to be, like, militantly, I can't touch a drop. I can have, like, an odd glass or something every now and then. And I do think that when a thing that they tell you about parenting is that if you try too hard to deny a kid something during childhood, then once they're old enough to make that decision for themselves, then they're not gonna kind of have the same control over it that they should have, that would be healthy. Like if you just have no sweets in the house whatsoever, then the kids are often more likely to then grow up and have, you know, problems with poor diet and being overweight, because they were just never allowed it as a kid, and so they kind of go nuts as an adult. And I was worried that could be the case with starting to drink again, like not touching it for 12 years and then finally permitting myself to have it. I was worried that I'd suddenly be like, "What? Party?" and just like develop a problem from there. And so far, I don't believe that's the case. Well, I mean, I can confidently say that's not the case. Like, I have been surprised by how excited I get drinking wine. But again, spirits, I just can't stand. And beer, like I said, I can take or leave. So it has just been wine. It's been kind of focused on wine, this excitement. And even since I started drinking, which was like a year ago, I think I've only actually bought wine twice. And both times it was to bring to like an event that I was going to, like a dinner party or something, a games night, to share with the group. So yeah, I can definitely say, I can safely say that it's under control. But I am a little bit taken aback by how excited I am by drinking wine nowadays. Bunnyman says, let's go Sunday morning deep questions, not started by me this time. Yeah, we always get into the weeds, don't we? Which is a very me thing. I am such a... And we've talked about this in the past, how I am definitely not a small talk kind of person. I actually find it very difficult to have conversations with people because the only things I like talking about are like Pokemon Go, Survivor, and poker, which are like my 3 major interests, and then like deep philosophical conversations like this. So I find it very hard to connect with people and converse with people for that reason. So I'm glad that I've got this like outlet. If it's like, this is like Fish's therapy session wrapped up in a veneer of Pokemon Go battles. To follow on from your boy Cheng, good job on not being driven to drink by GBL. Imagine if I was if I was drinking when I started Pokemon Go PvP. You are so lucky that nothing was sus opened. What do you mean, Hayden? Nothing was sus opened. Cheng says red or white wine. I'll take both. I enjoy both. Drunk coaching would be hilarious. Drunken master GBL style. This will be the time where I build like a Master League double. Woolshed says Melbourne, aka the Dirty South. I forget where you're from. Was it Queensland? The Borgita says hi, welcome in. Bunnyman says I resemble that control remark. Ooh, that sounds like there's a story there. Cheng says wicked mate, thanks for sharing. That's my pleasure. I found a beer that tastes like vanilla ice cream and I'm excited about that. Wow, I would absolutely give that a go. Funny side note to the story. So the partner that I was with, that I broke up with, she didn't drink either, and she was one of the things that connected us was the fact that we didn't drink. We have still remained friends, and we went to go see a movie together. We went to It's called Gold Class where I'm from in South Australia, where like it's like a high-end movie theater. Like, yeah, they'll bring like meals and drinks to your seats and all that, and like there's reclining chairs and all that. So we went Gold Class, and I ordered an espresso martini. And she was like, You're not doing... No. Fish, what the fuck are you doing? No, don't... I can see you doing... Stop writing that down on your list. I can see that pencil moving. Don't do it. And then I hand the order form up to the thing, and she's like, what the fuck has happened to you? And like I said, never been into spirit. I ordered the espresso martini because I had never had an espresso martini. Even like before I was 18, when I was drinking, I had never ordered an espresso martini. Or had an espresso martini. So I was like, I want to try it. I want to see what it's like. And I took like a couple of sips of it, and I'm like, oh no. No, thank you. So, after pissing her off so much about ordering this thing, I ended up having 2 sips and then just leaving it there after the film was done. Bunnyman says cathartic philosophy or GTFO. Vanilla scoop from Southern Tier Brewing Company. Shit's fire. Which is an odd way of saying it's good. When you open your phone, I think that's what Hayden meant. Oh, yeah. Right. You're so lucky that there was nothing sus. Yeah, right. I would have remembered if I was looking at anything. I don't look at anything sus on my phone. That's not an issue. Just reset the camera because it was going all out of focus. Talking about the webpage that you opened. Woolshed's from Melbourne. Okay, so... Woolshed calling his or her own hometown the Dirty South. See, I like Melbourne. Melbourne's actually one of my favorites. If I could live anywhere else in Australia, I would probably pick Melbourne. I really like Melbourne. I used to think it was Sydney, but I have since fallen out of love with Sydney. Jazzy QT. G'day, Jazzy. How are you doing? T, you broke up with Quagsire. Details next set. Damn, in gold class, that one drink would have cost like $30. Actually, it wasn't that bad. So, it was actually in Perth that we did that. So it's like called Platinum there or something. But it wasn't, like, we were actually shocked at how cheap the food and drinks were compared to what the gold class is in Adelaide. Jazzy says, Melbourne sounds scary? Why is that? Wolfshed says, but you live in Radelaide. I mean, Melbourne is like Adelaide, where it's like got a lot of cultural stuff going on, but it's also bigger and there's a lot more happening. So I think it's a bit more exciting and a bit more like modern, which I enjoy. Hayden says, what about Brisbane? I would put Brisbane... you know what? I've spent a grand total of like 5 hours in Brisbane, so I think I need to spend a little more time there before I can really put it on my list of places that I'd live. I found Melbourne very Canadian, weather and artsy. Yeah, I can see that. I haven't been to Canada, but from what I can gather, that does sound pretty accurate. Oh, I just got a notification saying Red Sox versus Yankees is happening. I can't believe anyone would ever fall in love with Sydney. Really? Okay, so I think I was helped by the fact that the first time I stayed in Sydney, I was staying in a hotel in the Darling Harbour, which is like one of the most beautiful places on the planet. And it's hard not to fall in love with Darling Harbour. And Circular Quay as well. But there was another time. I had an awful experience. I was in Sydney for one night to audition for, there was like this theatre company that ran like educational performances for children in schools, and they were like a touring company. So like this was a really cool job which would allow me to like travel around Australia performing in schools. And so the audition was in Sydney, and I flew over there. I was only there for one night, so I was like, I want to just get the cheapest piece of shit that I could possibly find. And I found a hostel. It was like a 16-bed hostel room, and it was $25. It was in the heart of Chinatown, and it was awful. Like, the bed was so creaky. The moment, like, I could feel the springs in the mattress poking into my back. Every time I moved, I made so much noise, and I tend to toss and turn a lot when I sleep, so I was making a shit ton of noise. There was a man in the bunk next to me who was like a very overweight dude, and he was snoring like an absolute fucking freight train. It was like, I was worried that he wouldn't live through the night. It was that bad. And sure enough, like, he would be making these horrific snoring noises, and then he would stop for like 20 seconds, and I'm like, oh great, he's choked on his own tongue. And then he would start snoring again, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that. In the morning, I got up having barely slept. I'd sweat a hole through my mattress. Like, I'd sweat so much through the humidity of being in that room that, like, my mattress was barely, like, I'm surprised I didn't just throw it out after that. This guy who had been snoring was awake, and as I was like packing up my stuff, getting ready to check out, he kept on. He was a talker. He kept on trying to, and like he was, not from Australia, so like he didn't have the best English, so I wasn't even sure what he was saying half the time. So I'm just going yep, and nodding and like just saying yes to everything he's saying. And then as he keeps on talking, suddenly I hear this British voice saying, "Shut the fuck up, it's 7:30 in the morning." And the guy does shut up. But then 20 seconds later, I just hear this pathetic little sniff. And I'm like, oh, you poor guy. You made him cry. I mean, it had to be said, but like, I feel so sorry for him now. And I checked out. I walked out of the building, and there was just this massive thick layer of smog in the air. It was like you don't see it in Darling Harbour when it happens there. I'm amazed that Chinatown was just, it felt like a different world. It was just like I could see the smog in front of me. It was awful. I was afraid to breathe in. And I had my audition, and it wasn't successful. And that was my experience with Sydney. That kind of, but like I actually didn't fall immediately out of love with the city that night. Like, it was a terrible experience, but I actually went home really obsessed with this question that it had raised in my head of when you're in love. Because I was previously I was describing Sydney as a city that I was in love with. Like, I adored the city based on my experiences the first couple of times I'd been there. So I came home wondering, if you're in love, is it okay to be out of love occasionally? Or does the fact that you have days where you're like, I don't love this normally person, in this case thing, does the fact that sometimes you think I don't love this person mean that you don't really love them? If you are in love with someone, are you forever in love with them, or can you sometimes be like out of love? It's like in The Prestige, Christian Bale is arguing with his wife, and his wife says, well, make up your mind, do you love me or not? And his answer is, not today. Is that possible? Like, if you can possibly answer not today to someone, are you really in love with them at all? Anyway, Jazzy says, I live close by Melbourne. Oh, really? I thought you were British. I don't know why I got that idea. Mananga Tank says, Melbourne ain't scary. Woolshed says, it's got a bridge and a shell building. It's got stuff going on. Have you been to Madame Tussauds? Apparently Melbourne has more gyms than Sydney. That's interesting. So a lot more active player base. Ah, yeah, there or the northern beaches where houses cost $7 million helps. Bunny Man says, and sure enough, he died? Manangatang says, this sounds incredible. Woolshed says you should try Frankston. Why should I try Frankston? I lock my doors. Even going 100 kilometers through Frankston reminds me of those people out of I Am Legend. Oh, wow. That doesn't sound like a place I want to try. Is it really that bad? Do you actually have to lock the doors, or is that just like... Are you messing around there? Are you just making a point? The lesson I'm taking from this is that snoring ruins all relationships. I mean, it ruins a lot, yeah. Anyone who says they're in love with someone every day is lying. Everyone has bad days, which is perfectly possible. Well, I don't know. Like, you do hear stories of people who say, like, who have found the one, and they're just hopelessly in love, and they get more and more in love with the other person every day. That is a pretty rare circumstance from what I can tell. Because, like, the divorce rate's also growing, so, like, it's probably above 50% now. Like, it's a really disappointing proportion of people think they're in love with the person and then realize they're not. If you get an office job and commute during Sydney peak hour, you'll go from love to plotting supervillain schemes to destroy it. Actually, that has also happened to me once, where I had to go to Sydney for a work-related situation. I was there to attend a training day for... I've had a lot of jobs. I was attending a training day. I was gonna be a demonstrator for Samsung white goods. Yeah, that's it. And so we were all flown to Sydney on the company's dollar, which was amazing. We got put up in a hotel, but then we had to organize our own way to the training facility. So I was responsible for my group. I booked a taxi for us, and sure enough, we get there. We all go downstairs to wait for the taxi at 7 a.m. and the taxi is nowhere to be found, and we're just watching. We're just on this, whatever road we were on, we were just looking at the traffic from end to end, as far as the eye could see, just barely moving. And the taxi literally never came. We had to order a new one from another company because we were just well, this guy's just never showing up. But yeah, we had a experience of morning peak hour traffic that day, so I know what it's like. There's also a funny story attached to that, but I am aware that it's getting closer to midnight, and we do still have almost 3 sets to get through. Bunnyman says it's a different sort of love to be able to be angry about something, but still care for the person. It's hard to differentiate that, and I think a good, strong relationship helps you discover that sort of love. Yeah, that's what I would like the answer to be, is that when you are truly in love with someone, you can be angry at them, upset with them, hurt by them, but still love them. I can think of... this is probably a bit too personal to share, but I can think of certain situations where I've been very disappointed in someone's actions, but still... but it hasn't affected my love for that person. Bullshit says Frankston has its moments. Manangatang says, nah, it's fine. We seem to have a lot of disagreement on Frankston. Sammy says Frankston isn't that bad. Kind of rough but fine. Picking on Frankston is like picking on Kiwis or Tasmanian. Right, it's easy to do. In Adelaide, we have Elizabeth. It's just the easy one to pick on. Even people hopelessly in love have days that aren't good. Fish admitting he's a supervillain on video. Hey, Chris. Can we have a shout out for Chris R. Martin, please? If there are any mods on... I know Hayden's on YouTube. So he's holding that fort down, which I appreciate. Thank you, Hayden. If we have any mods... Oh, yeah, Bunnyman, you're a mod. Can we have a shout out for Chris R. Martin, please? Trains also go to pieces with a single drop of rain. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, no. Was there an ad? Did Jimmy Barnes come out of Elizabeth? I thought he came out of, Largs Bay. Another fun story is I was in a Jimmy Barnes music video. Well, Bunny Man, if you do choose to subscribe, you'll get us one step closer to the goal of a hot tub stream. Ooh, that is a weird matchup. Oh, really? Okay, so I'm gonna shield here. Oh, this is gonna be real awkward. I think I'll be able to survive one Magna Bomb. Oh, then again, I don't know. Shit. Okay, so I believe they're on 6 Thundershocks. Well, that's a loss. Oh, that's disgusting. I'm not even going to give them the satisfaction. Which one? So you won't be able to tell which one I am. I'm like an extra in a... And like, it's a song that no one's ever heard of. The song was called Larkspur Hotel. And like, I'm an extra right in the distance. There's like a bunch of like army people walking up a hill. And I was one of those army people. But it's on YouTube. Hey, Lyle Jeffs. Can we have a shout out for Lyle Jeffs the Third? How's Summer Cup? It's going. This is our first positive set of the night. We've had 2 1-4s and now a 3-2. He famous. I was also in, probably my biggest claim to fame was I was on like a, you know how they have like, I was on an episode of 60 Minutes and they were doing a story about a crime that happened, and I was like one of the actors reenacting the crime. So no, I wasn't, like, I was in the crime reenactment. I wasn't one of the criminals. I was like a bystander. that was so like I mean, yeah, there's a big story around that too, but I've got to get through these sets, so. And I'm going to be totally honest. Reliving a lot of these stories actually reminds me of why I often think to myself, I'm going to quit this game eventually. Because I used to be a person who just had so much life experience. And now I sit here in this bedroom for several hours a day. Doing not much. What am I at? 2201. And that causes me anguish that now it could just be that I've grown up and like I'm not as adventurous as I used to be, but it could also be like a bit of institutionalization. You know, I've been sitting in this bedroom for so long that I'm no longer I've bred myself out of that sense of adventure. Sounds sus. Reenacted a theft of a VCR player in 2020. Yeah, because that was 60 Minutes top story that week. Respectable Elo? Is it? I actually wasn't that impressed by it. Yeah, I am an old man, you're right. Traveling has gotten stupidly expensive too. Hey, that says subscriber. I didn't get a notification. Did you subscribe, Bunny Man? I mean, top elo right now is close to 2,500, so 2,200 is good. Okay. How do you know? Is it just through people you've talked to, or? You're a sneaky bunny. All right, well, you know what that means. Thank you so much, Bunny Man. Appreciate you. Well, like, I can't wait to meet you in person. One day I will get to America for a Go Fest there. If I haven't quit the game by then. In the meantime, thank you for the subscription. That life realization is hard. For me, it's not playing enough... Whoop, just made me lose my spot. For me, it's not playing enough other video games or paying enough attention to TV shows, but similar. That sounds really similar. So like, which I find really interesting. Like it's like you're playing too much Go, and it's taking away attention from other video games and other TV shows. I find it interesting that that's causing you concern. I wish I could get to watching that 70s show. You saw people posting veteran posts on Twitter, right? Gotcha. Lyle just always has top elo, so it's Lyle's elo. It's a some scrubs elo like me. Hey, Taco! When you get older, you realize that you gotta make your own adventures. Remember, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Maybe we should add that to the quotes list. And we'll attribute it to Taco Dog. I don't know who the original speaker of that quote was. Or author of the quote. But you know what? I find that's a funny thought to me. That we just attribute that to Taco Dog. And if you want to check out past quotes, just type !quote in the chat. You know it's a good one if it makes me laugh reading it back. Sankilo says, I'm in the 2400s and having queue times. Right. Yeah, so I saw someone in one of the Discord servers I'm in post a picture of them starting at 2400 and saying, yeah, and a pretty decent elo. And I'm like, oh, shut up, man. Like, I wasn't jealous of him starting with such a high elo. I was annoyed with him for going like, oh yeah, it's okay. Like no, that's a... Stop this fake modesty. Ooh, Trevenant. This is a good start. They're staying in. Okay. So now we send in the Jellicent. I will build back up to a weather ball. Nine, 10, 11. 2 blast burns, 1 KO, right? Yeah, we're fine. You know what? Maybe I should have thrown that surf a bit sooner. Ah! 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 So now the Trevenant gets a little more farm out of me. They've got 9 Shadow Claws worth. If they shield this, I'm going to let this go. Ah, bummer. Okay, no, I'm going to actually let it go anyway. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I'm gonna have to no shield. Hope it's a bait. So, yeah, I should have... I mean, that... I should have been better at playing that Charizard Jellicent matchup. That's obviously where I lost it. I heard it from 60-year-old college alumni during homecoming week when I was in college about 10 years ago, and it stuck with me since. Yeah, it's really good advice. I mean, the fact that I'm 31 and playing Pokemon Go for some income is wild to me. My parents have always been what I like to refer to as reluctantly supportive, where they've never understood any of this Pokemon stuff and how you can make an income from, like, content creation, but they've always been like, if you know what you're doing, go for it. Yeah, like I said, 2400 is pretty high right now, and most people are playing OGL at higher elos. 2200's here, pretty much the same starting point every year. You know what? I feel like it gets lower and lower each year. Reminds me of the kid in school where you're like, what did you get for Mark? I got a 80. I got an 8. Damn. Oh, I did okay. I got a 95. Oh, yeah. Those people always shit me off. It was like, oh, I only got 95. I'm really disappointed. I'm like, shut up. Yeah, I know what you mean. Meta Knight Pro 20. Now, that is a name that sounds really familiar, and I'm trying to work out where I've seen that name. But thank you for the follow. I'm much older than that and not getting any money out of it. Abscott says muggles. Yes. Yes. Non-Pokemon Go PvPers. Muggles. Meta Knight says, I followed. Well, thank you for that. Taco Dog says, when my mum watched me on stream last week in Milwaukee, she texted me to say, I have no idea what anyone is saying and what you're doing, but I'm happy just that you were on stage having the time of your life. That is so cute. I love that story. Sankila says, Kirby franchise. Chipper GG says, actually agree Elo is a bit lower. Yeah. It's like every season, an average starting Elo seems to get lower, which is weird. I don't know why that would be. This is I want to say it's another one of those situations where I just battle worse on stream. And this is a situation where I would love to have Grass Knot rather than Leaf Storm. Ah! There is no way they're running Rock Blast Wild Charge. Get out of here. Get out of here with your Rock Blast Wild Charge. They're staying in though, which scares the crap out of me. Why? I should not have baited here. Shit! I always play worse on stream. Why would you bait here, you absolute numbskull? That's why. So that was seven poison jabs, so this should be acid spray. So I'll live. That was the worst outcome. What I should have done was wait to get hit by a wild charge and throw Icicle Spear, or just throw the Earthquake. So I should live this. So yeah, I threw the Icicle Spear early because I was just worried that the Wild Charge would KO, but I should have been comfortable that it wasn't going to. Either they had to throw the Wild Charge and then an Icicle Spear would have KO'd, or they would wait and allow me time to get to an Earthquake. So either way, both of those were better plays than what I did, which was just throwing the Icicle Spear and hoping it was enough. Gendalf, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Bunnyman says, the whole pool of players is getting better, especially since play Pokemon, since the Elo climb is slower but more concentrated after Ace. Do you think? It's more concentrated. So what do you mean by it's more concentrated? They don't have Stone Edge in this meta. They have Wild Charge. See, I was running Golem for a while, and I was running Wild Charge Stone Edge, which wasn't working for me. And then I changed to Rock Blast Stone Edge, and that was doing really well for a while. Like, I climbed for a fair few sets in a row with Rock Blast Stone Edge. I don't... Like, Wild Charge is not particularly helpful, I don't think. Most of the Pokemon that you need Wild Charge for, you're already getting so much damage out of them with Volt Switch. And then, you know... Oh, but they weren't running Volt Switch, were they? So maybe if you're running Rollout, then you do need Wild Charge. So that's probably it. So I was running Volt Switch and then Double Rock. You bait because Jelly gets to Shadow Ball faster than Trevor gets to Seed Bomb now. It doesn't, though. Seed Bomb takes 12 turns, and Shadow Ball takes 15. You're fine, you can just Weather Ball spam. Everyone is packed in Ace Rank the second week, yeah, for sure. Concentrated isn't exactly the right word. There are more good players at rank, so more concentrated, more harder. So... yeah, right. The players who are at Ace and above are better now. So it's harder to climb and it's harder to get a good starting elo. Is that what we're agreeing on? Clowny says, can I see your team? Well, you're about to. We've had very mixed results. We are doing everything we can to lose with it. And I don't believe you're sorry about the all caps. Ooh. Let's go into... I should have thrown one Poison Jab before switching out. Was that 7? So this is Acid Spray. And I think that'll be Scald. So I am going to shield. Oh, wow. What was that? So did I stop tapping at the exact same moment that they lagged? Because that would be wild. I stopped tapping because I was trying to mitigate the possibility of a catch. Interesting. Oh, mistimed that. See, I always play worse on stream. Always play worse on stream. Oh, okay, that's okay. I thought I had mistimed it and they had gotten to an earthquake. That is odd. What do you got for me? We've seen 2 waters. Charizard? Ooh, sending in the Tenta. I think it is Charizard. Which means I'm in trouble. And the attack just fell. And they've saved up to 2 Dragon Claws, which is perfect. Wow, see, that's why you don't quit. They actually nearly threw that. If I hadn't quit, they would have thrown that. Oh, maybe not, because they probably still would have gotten to a Scald before I could get to a Shadow Ball. So they still would have won even if I had gotten that Surf off against the Charizard. I played super well this week and still came in at 2,000. Win rate was 60% when I hit Elo. So it sounds like you're not happy with 2,000? When's Supernova coming to your state? I don't know, Chris. I haven't been keeping up with it. Triptando says, "Sup, Fish? Just listen to the PvP corner with Doms and love the episode. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. Thank you for saying so. Isn't there a bug where you stopping the tapping and the game stops animating, so they're still throwing moves but you can't see it? I haven't heard of that. That would be the first time I've seen it." Sankilo says Sludge Bomb, mod check. Oh, yeah, I don't think I can put Sludge Bomb in this thing. I should put Grass Knot on it, though. But on PvPoke, the win rate drops a fair bit if you put Grass Knot on it instead of Leaf Storm. I'm sure says, "Let's throw another shrimp on the Barbie," which sounds like you're making fun. I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you are making fun of me for my Australian accent, then that is not on. So you're on thin ice, I'm sure. Thin ice. I think with proper move timing versus Swamp with Jelly, they don't get that last Hydro, and you come out with more health to win that with Jelly. Yeah, I think you're right, Sankilo. I think you're right. Bunnyman says, "I'm just annoyed that I played so well, but it didn't seem to result in a better starting point. Around 2000 is fine." Well, I mean, that's what we're saying though. Like the starting elos are getting lower and lower. So, like, I finished in the 2800s last season. So I have been hearing and reading that the higher your finishing elo was the previous season, the better your starting point the next season. So that would have something to do with it. Abscott says, "Yeah, if you stop tapping for a while and your opponent restarts tapping, the game may not show they've started again to you immediately." Wow. Have heard King and Wild Susan Boyle talking about it a few times. I've honestly never seen this before. I remember you had me fully believing FishOnAHeater was a play on shrimp on the Barbie. Did I? When did I say that? Because I know I say that like every now and then, like very rarely I'll say that. But normally normally the story goes, here's the story behind FishOnAHeater, but sometimes I like to joke that it's a play on shrimp on the Barbie. But like I very rarely start with the shrimp on the Barbie thing. Oh really? I have been hearing else, and like look, it's just anecdotal evidence, but I keep from what I've been seeing of people starting elos, I think it is like like I've seen people describe a formula where it's like elo from previous season, like divided by X, and yeah, so like it's all really condensed. So just say for example, like if the elos range from like 1800 to 3400 in the previous season, then it'd be condensed to like 1000 to 1500 or something like that. Don't listen to me. That was just me trying to rationalize a point with zero evidence that I could draw on. It is all just things that I've heard from other people. Chipper says, "I finished like 2300 last season, so I don't know." And what was your starting elo again? It was Have I asked you? Z-Type says, at regionals I asked what the name meant. Right. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I will just say something just to see if people will believe me. I was talking to someone... someone that I played against at OCIC. I just decided to say that the song Enter Sandman by Metallica was actually a cover, and that the original version of the song was sung by Australian pop rock group The Veronicas. Like, I said it as a joke initially, but they didn't realize I was joking because I can often have a very dry way of speaking. So as soon as I realized that they were believing it, I absolutely ran with it. I was like, yeah, it's like, it's really not well known, but they've been around for a long time. Like, I remember, and like, I was also throwing out others like, oh, they also wrote the song Thunderstruck and sold that to AC/DC. I remember that actually, the story I told earlier about having spent that one night in Sydney, there was a part of that story that I didn't bother telling, which was I just decided for my whole time in the dorm to speak with an American accent just to see if I could get away with fooling people into thinking that I'd flown in from California for the audition. And here's what I'll say. Nobody called me out. Nobody said, what the fuck are you putting on an accent for? What are you putting on that voice for? Nobody said that, or nobody said like, are you actually American? But the way that I was being asked questions made me think, oh, they're onto me. They don't believe me. They just kept, like, there were people who just kept asking me like, oh, so how long was your flight? And oh, what part of America are you from? What's it like over there? And like, it got to the point where I'm like, oh, this isn't just them being conversational. It's like they're trying to catch me out. Hey, Missing O, how you doing? Can we have a shout out for Missing O 2141, please? My understanding is it used to get full reset, but now it's a partial adjustment. Probably Pokeminers has the formula somewhere. Oh, that's a good thought. They might have that. They might have that data out there. Chipper GG says 2207. And what was your win rate when you got your elo? Lol, the Veronicas, that's epic. The Veronicas kept W. The Veronicas are Elps. Triptide says that's amazing. Cheng says Fish is the biggest troll. Only sometimes. And only in, like, I pick my moments. Before they were successful singers, the Veronicas had a supporting role as nasty teenagers in an ABC Kids show. Really? What show was it? I don't think Miners has the formula. Would love to see it, but also it doesn't matter too much. Oh, no. I mean, it doesn't matter that much at all. I was just interested. Even when elo is hidden, win more, it gets higher. I mean, sure, if you wanted to... I mean, we're here to theorize and speculate. Baseless speculations. That's what this channel's for, Triptando. We're not here for logic. Take your logic and get it out of here. Bunnyman says, womp womp. I'm good mod. About 60 to 66% win rate, I think. Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. I mean, that's one data point we can look at. Now we need hundreds of others. Missing O training the mod how to do mod work. How to shout themselves out. Also, I don't need shout-outs. Ah, yeah, but we it's the polite thing to do. It's you're a friend, and we wanna show you that respect. Banning Triptando real quick, and Triptando's out of here. Oh well. I'll really miss that guy. You're a mod in too many places. Alright, we need to do 2 battles in the next 17 minutes in order to get all of our battles in. Change this line of code. Ash Ketchum. Ooh, I think this is a good lead. Well, it's certainly the best of the 3. Oh, I forgot to change to Grass Knot. I'm actually going to shield this. Interesting. Well, I will survive the second one, but it is gonna hurt. Interesting. I was actually pretty happy with my reflexes there. Oh man, this oh, those frame drops are killing me. Ah, done it. So they do have a move, don't they? On the Ferrothorn. Hopefully this gets the knockout. Beautiful. I'm actually not going to shield this. I'm going to build up to a weather ball and knock them out there. Because we should survive the bullet seeds. Oh yeah, we are. Easy. Easy. Easy claps. LeRon Bourne says, wow, bro, it's been a minute since I've been here. How have you been, LeRon? I remember the name. You've changed a lot in a good way. Thank you. Was it still the FishOnAHeater channel, or was it Pallet Town PvP by then? Missing O says, I am good with nightbots. How so? Z-Tub says, see, if you were still pretending to be American, you might not get as much lag. I'm going to add that to the quotes list. See, now, if you do plan to get yourself on the quotes list, there's important criteria for it. Just being funny isn't enough. It also has to be something that's funny out of context. So, there are things that have been said that have been absolutely hilarious. But if someone like pulls it up 3 months later and just reads that comment without the context of what happened before, then it ruins the joke. So it has to be something that just on its own is just funny. Yeah, just on its own. Like this one. Oh, I mean, that's not funny. What I meant to say was like this one. This one. That's alright. There's definitely some better ones in there. Lyle says this meta is getting wild. Sheesh. I only did 1 set and 4 battles yesterday. Are you talking about the Ferrothorn? Oh, and the Slowbro, yeah. We've seen a couple of those tonight. And I like it. Handsome J. We'll be the judge of that. Ah! 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 Oh no! Oh, massive core breaker! Massive core breaker! Don't have Leaf Blade, don't have Leaf Blade, they've got Leaf Blade. Son of a bitch. I was like, massive mistake. They've made a huge mistake here. But no, they know what they were doing. Yeah, totally forgot about the Pidgeot lead, didn't I? That double kick better KO, because I would absolutely hate it if we could have gotten to a Shadow Ball. Son of a bitch. Oh. Interesting. I'm gonna stay in. They don't have enough for Thunderbolt, right? Oh. Should have just shielded. That's just cost me the battle. Ah. Oh man. I'm so angry at that. That was like like I am disproportionately angry compared to how angry I should be there. Oh, so disappointed by that. That was an easy win. After such a bad lead. We did very well to get that back in our favor. Oh, wow. Okay, so we survive a blaze kick and we'll get a shield out of him. Maybe I should have baited here. Oh, we wouldn't have gotten there. Okay, that's good. Alright, so that puts us in a good spot to be able to KO the War Rain with the Roserade. Oh, now we're in a good spot. Relatively. Because we've still got Leaf Storm instead of Grass Knot. We really need to swap that Leaf Storm for Grass Knot. Oh, wow. What? How? We gotta let this go, unfortunately. Okay, so I think Roserade might not be the answer. Let's try Tangrowth. Yeah, you're right, but the reason I didn't is because they got to a Hydro Cannon already against me in 3 mud shots, so I was like, somehow they've got more energy than I think they do, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna assume that it's gonna be another 4 mud shots to get there. I didn't know whether it was 4 or 5. Zapdos good in Ultra League Summit. Yes, it is Elysium. I have taken it out of my team just because it's way too glassy and like I need more bulk. But it is meant to be quite good. It's ranked like 3rd in the meta. Burn that says Buzzwole and Pidgeot don't exist in the lead, I'm sure, right? Well, I mean, everything is going to lose to something in the lead, right? And Tangrowth has the ability to get shields. Oh, but then we're ABA weak to the Pidgeot. But also, I'm gonna time you out because that was unnecessarily mean. That was, oh, someone's already onto it. That was, what's the word? Not mean, like... We didn't time that out because, oh, they're being mean to me. We're timing that out because, the way you said that was a little bit toxic. It was a little bit patronizing. I really have got very little patience tonight. Yep, I'm happy to let this go through now. Six, 9 is 54. Fuck. I thought I could farm him down. I live this Moonblast. I will get the shield. And then I will send in the Tangrowth for a sweet Grass Knot. Oh, Power Whip. My apologies. Zappy is my boy, just make sure to bring 14 shields. What about Zapdos as a safe swap? Oops. Zapdos with an energy lead would be pretty fire. Yeah, exactly, Bunnyman. I look away for a few minutes and Roserade has turned into a shrubbery. I think this is a situation where we can use Kingdra as a bit of a closer. And maybe we use it in the lead. Yeah, let's do that. And I think we'll continue to use Jellison. Or, no, Warrain's been pretty good. I think... Jellison, Warrain, Jellison, Warrain. Nah, we'll go Jellison. The frequent team swap problem? Not learning a team. You know what? I think there is about, like, I understand the wisdom of just stick with a team and practice it, but I also don't think it's too bad to keep playing around with it and try and find something that feels comfortable. Now they could try and bait me, but I believe even with a bait, we outpace. Ooh, ooh, that was delicious. I'm actually going to shield this because we can get a Thundershock farm down. Oh no! Son of a bitch! Oh, you idiot fish! You absolute numbskull! Why did you let that sacred sword go? You're an idiot! Don't tell me you're running Leaf Blade as well. What has happened? Oh man, absolutely blew that right up. Cause I always play worse on stream. Yeah, that was really bad luck as well. Like, not only, like, losing the drill peck on the Zapdos was bad enough, but then having Leaf Blade, Sacred Sword on the Parisian. That was just the worst freaking luck. The urge to go for timing. Yeah, I need that urge a little stronger. I don't know if they've got Wild Charge or Payback. Both is going to be bad for Jellison. Okay, so they had Payback. Otherwise, they would have gone for the Wild Charge. Oh, piece of shit. I mean, it's great that we got... Oh, I mean, we didn't even get the KO on the Trev. I was going to say it's great that we got the KO, but, like, the Golem still crushes us anyway. And it would have just given the Golem a little more farm anyway. Kudos to you for staying here, by the way, through this wonderful exhibition of battling. Oh, well, good. We get another shot at it. So they're definitely going to Earthquake. I'm gonna have to spend a shield. Oh, they spend a shield. Interesting. Thank you, Burn That. I appreciate that. New Leaf. And to be honest, actually, I'll talk about it after this. That was bad. I'm okay with this. This is fine. I didn't want to give the Trevenant a whole bunch of farm on the Jellison, so I should have thrown Surf earlier. think they had I thought they swapped out after 6, but I was wrong. I'm gonna outrage and dip. Oh, fuck you! Again! How have we just come across every Alolan Golem in GBL? So yeah, burn that. I want to address your thing. I actually feel bad that I automatically assumed, because obviously you're chatting here for the first time, and I automatically jumped in my head to assuming that you were implying that in a toxic way, which, if now that we're cool now, like you've clarified that you didn't mean that in a toxic way, you can actually talk like that again and it won't be a problem. Like people who are regulars in here can say like, oh yeah, because Galvantula doesn't exist, and like it's funny, and so I'm a little disappointed in myself that that I automatically assumed that someone talking for the first time was being a jerk. That was their intention. Was to beat up on the streamer. So mistakes were made on my end too. Rob Smith, welcome back in. And Kyle Throws as well. First time chatter here. Fish is bad. I'm toxic. Nothing can silence it. Get out. Alright, so that's it. Young Griff says, grow up, Kyle. Grow up. Never change, Kyle. I hope you're doing well as well. What are we at? What's our... Oh, we're at 2144, which is lower than our starting elo. So, I don't know. Maybe it's Open Great League tomorrow. Maybe we'll just... Oh, I can't believe all those resources we spent on that Zapdos. So for those who weren't watching earlier, just a quick plug for Friday night US time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be duo streaming with Dino El Mágico from the BCW podcast, and he and I are going to be getting drunk. It's going to be our drunk PvP stream. We're going to do our battles while on the toast. And it's going to be fun. So check that out. That is 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on this Friday, US time. We've also got I'm coming back tomorrow, same time that I started today, to show you more about how not to battle. Tequila shots? We don't have tequila in the house, but I might smash a whole bottle of wine before the stream starts. Just like glug 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 glug. Thanks for the stream, homie. I hope I can make it on Friday. What time is it again? That is 9:30 Eastern US time. 9:30 p.m. Eastern US. It'll be 11 in the morning for me. So, bad habits being formed. Burn that says, understandable, no worries at all. I'll take my first time chatter initiation a special way of a welcome in trainer. Get silence. Carl Throw says, can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Which is valid. 11 in the morning, rough Friday. So it'll be Saturday for me. So, but I do have work on Saturday night, so hopefully I can sober up by then. Great stream as always. Have a great night. Thank you, Taco Dog. Hope you all have a good night too. We are sending all these viewers in over to Coolstar05, who is a streamer from, I want to say, Croatia. I don't know where I got that from. It's just Eastern Europe in some capacity, but she's got a big old following, like 150 people watching at the moment. All right, sounds good, Bunny Man. So in the meantime, while that raid loads up, we are going to do the raid dance. We're doing the raid dance. Thank you, Sterniskin. Go and check out Sterniskin69 on Twitch. Doing the raid dance. And we're done.